All right, everybody, welcome back to Greedo's Goldmine. Hope you're having a happy Thanksgiving Day weekend out there. We're going to take a look at something from Star Wars The Black Series, a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, something that is very challenging to get, it turns out. We got one. What is it? Well, Hasbro over the past couple years has been doing battle scenes of iconic battles from Star Wars. And recently, this is, no different. What did they put out? Well, Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker from the Empire Strikes Back. So, the famous reveal, of course, as they allude to on the little blurb on the back, where Darth Vader reveals himself to be Luke Skywalker's father. So, it says, Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker, overpowering a battered and bloodied Luke Skywalker in Cloud City, Sith Lord Darth Vader revealed a frightening truth that he was Luke's father. So, this one's got a posable soft goods cape on Darth Vader. It says a detachable clash effect, which we know of. So without further ado, let's get this thing open and check it out. So I think you have to open it from, well, you could either do it from the sides or the top or the bottom. I think we are going to choose to do the bottom. Let's see how that works out. There's going to be a lot going on in this particular set, so it's going to be a little challenging with the limited space we have in our little homemade studio, but hey, we'll do our best. So there's the set. Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. Has a cardboard backing as well as the plastic molded, packaging, I guess. And in the bottom of the cardboard is the base. So we are going to see how we get this out. And we've got all kinds of different railings for the base itself too, as we build it. So there's the Cloud City base that we're gonna use as the basis here. Let's see what we've got going on with all of these different railings and try to construct it together. So the plastic packaging, the bag that it's in with the tape, is kind of a little bit difficult to open. Try not to wreck it so that I have all the packaging for it. And of course, Hasbro being Hasbro, there are no distinct construction instructions, so we're gonna figure this out together on the go. Okay, there we go. We've got the various railings that go onto this thing. There's 5 in this pack. A few more in this pack. Looks like 6 pieces. And then all of these pegs. I'm not exactly sure how those work out yet, so we're gonna see. As you can see, the I see what they're for. They're for the base, so that you can stand it up and make it look like it floats. So those just lock in like that. So that's pretty cool. Wish I had a raised table right now to show that off, but just like that. And as you can see on the top, along the sides, you have all the places where those rails clip in. it does look like they are specific to the particular rail that goes on into them, which is nice. So for example, we have these pegs go here, and they do secure quite well. Not too rubbery, not too stiff on the plastic. So, I mean, I'm sure they are breakable in some degree, but, you know, not too bad. So we're gonna figure out where each of these goes first. So you have these long ones too, which go into the longer ones like that. I do like that feature for at least the common sense of putting this thing together. Looks like we have, you know, these smaller pieces. They also have a corresponding place, which is nice. This one goes here. Actually, we'll put those on at the end. Let's get the rest of these on first. Some of these are a little difficult, so you'll have to... Oh wait, this one goes here. So there we go. You just have to kind of match the pegs with the corresponding holder. And so if you put this together right, at the ends you get the yellow emergency and peace light things, whatever you want to call those. And finally, we have that piece there. You have two of them on this side, it looks like. So there's that for you. Now, finally, these pieces, we have the shorter one goes in this way. It's got a little bit of a curve to it. And this longer one goes in this way, right here in front of this piece. So that, my friends, is the base of this particular set. So really cool. Put it right there. There are also, it does come apart easy, so be careful of that. Peg holes on the back, which we'll see what those are for here in just a minute. But let's try to get that piece in there secured again. There we go. So, with the accessories, we do have these pieces to go on. So this snaps on the back, just like that. Of course, the pieces that Darth Vader effectively throws at Luke Skywalker, how did these go on? They're supposed to be 3 pegs. Well, this one, easy, goes into here like this. Of course, these little ones do not want to stay in, so little complaint there. It's okay though. So we're going to peg this guy back here like this, being careful to trying to not break the base because the base is made of the harder, more brittle plastic. Not too bad, but it is, just so you know, where these are more of that rubbery, as well as this type of plastic. And this pegs in to the top here. And of course you can remove all of these things if you want. So now the base is fully constructed. So let's take a look now at the figures before we put them out there and make a little bit of a battle scene. So we will start with the accessories. So we've got the blast or saber contact effect, similar to what we've gotten in, say, the Anakin and Obi-Wan 2-pack, Luke's blaster. In here, really good tape, which is kind of both annoying and good, are the lightsabers for each of the characters. We may end up having to cut the top piece of the tape to get these lightsabers out. Because that is quite difficult otherwise. So of course, Darth Vader's lightsaber, accurate on the hilt, red blade. And we've got Luke Skywalker's, again accurate to the hilt, blue blade. And also accurate and interesting is that Darth Vader's saber is longer on the blade than Luke's. So Darth Vader does have a slightly retractable blade in canon, where it can be a little longer, a little shorter, depending on what he wants to do in battle. So we're gonna actually start with Darth Vader. So Darth Vader, what do we got going on? Well, standard Darth Vader had articulation limited by the helmet, but they did a really good job on the detailing of the helmet, the upper chest piece, and the shoulders. Although the shoulders in Empire Strikes Back, I'm not sure if they have that metallic finish to them, but they did it here. Of course, true to the film, the tunic upper part is under the chest piece and shoulders, and soft goods on the bottom. Good job detailing the chest piece mechanics and the belt itself. As you see here, we've got the soft goods cape with the wiring in it so it can be posable. We'll check that out in just a minute here. The bottom overlay piece that's, Darth Vader's famously with. Do we have butterfly joints? Yes, we do. They're not too noticeable, but we have butterfly joints in there. Standard articulation otherwise in the shoulders for a Black Series figure, as well as the pinless swivel elbows. We have the waist rocker with Darth Vader. Pretty good articulation on the hips. There is a thigh swivel. Trying to get everything out of the way so we could see it here, but this one actually has the double jointed pinned knees. So there's that, no boot swivel, standard articulation in the ankles. Overall, really like this figure, especially with the soft goods cape that can flow. They do have it very bunched up in the package. This is an absolutely huge cape, so you have lots of options there. Trying not to rip it off at the neck. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So he does stand very well. We'll give him his lightsaber. Oh, and on the other hand, it's more of the effect that he uses when he does a choking or force throw motion. So that is really cool. I like that. Let's put the saber in his right hand. There we go. Darth Vader with his saber, doing some force effects. So that's pretty cool. Love that. Let's get him out of the way here for just a minute. Check out what's going on with Luke Skywalker and make a little battle pose between the two of them. So Luke Skywalker having this Bespin look updated has been a long time coming too. I never had the original figure, but what I have heard is that what they did with the face print and the head sculpt, especially all the injuries, is very good. There's a really nice wash on the clothes to give it a kind of dirty look throughout the whole body. So that is also awesome. You have the overlaid belt with the holster so that we can put his blaster in there. It fits really nicely. The upper body, they did an overlaid rubbery plastic shirt. They do have the different battle damage in the clothes itself. Good job detailing the boots as well. Those, yeah, are painted on, it looks like. Is it true? Yeah. And then they also painted the pants up here. So this is all painted, some of the boot itself, the whole wash on the body, overlaid hairpiece, good likeness to Mark Hamill. Really good figure as a whole from a detailing perspective. So what is going on though with the articulation? Let's see. So head, we can look, pretty good range of motion. Standard articulation in the shoulders. Of course, your single jointed pinless swivel elbows. We've got, standard articulation in the wrists, kind of, lower body rocker. Pretty good really good articulation in the hips. So that's cool. No thigh cut on this one, a little bit of motion side to side in the hips themselves. Single jointed swivel knees, no boot cut, and standard articulation in your ankles. So really love this figure. I think this is one of the best Black Series figures on a quick review and glance that I've seen all year. This set is really cool. So we are going to give Luke Skywalker his lightsaber. And the hands have a little bit of a give, not too rubbery, but just enough that you can finagle those sabers in to each figure very easily. So Luke Skywalker, and of course, as you know, Luke loses his hand in this scene. So you could pop the hand off too if you want to simulate that particular moment. Goes in and out very easily. I mean, you can technically pop off the hand of any Black Series figure, but this one, it's especially relevant. So Luke Skywalker. And of course, we have this battle effect with the sabers clashing. So how do we get that in? As I drop and lose everything, what did I do with it? Here it is. Looks like they just plug in one this way, and the other would go the opposite direction. So we can take the stand now. There are no pegs on the stand for these guys to lock into place. So it's basically going to be this way, just standing freely. Let's adjust that some. Get Luke on the base. We can get Vader on the base. And his saber, once you get him standing well. Let's make sure we get these ankles situated a bit. One of the ankles on mine is a tad bit loose, so could be worse, and also the cape makes it very difficult to stand this guy on the stand itself. So we can lock Vader in two, and there's the two clashing on the Cloud City platform. So really cool. Maybe once I get some time to actually play around with how I want to set this display up, I will be able to make Vader's cape flow a little better. But overall, this is a really good battle set. I really love the platform. I love both of the details that they added to the figures. Luke overall, from the updated face print and head sculpt to the battle damaged look of his outfit for this Bespin battle. Darth Vader, of course, with the soft goods posable cape. Excellent job. Really can't ask for too much more on this set. If you can pick it up at any point in time on Hasbro Pulse, I would highly recommend this. It may be difficult to get. Hopefully the aftermarket on this isn't absolute insanity, but I could see that being the case. I don't know what more there is to say about it other than really good work on this one, Hasbro. I'm very happy with this set. Glad to have gotten it. And I'm now going to have the challenge of figuring out where on the shelf I can place it, because this is definitely going to stay up for a bit. So with that, everybody, thanks as always for tuning in. Hope you're all having a great weekend out there. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until the next one, we'll see you soon.